Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Waco ISD Stadium for another exciting night of Texas high school football. Tonight, the University Trojans play host to the Cougars from Arlington Sequin High School. I'm Lark Smith. This is the coach, Butch Henry, and coach, the Arlington Sequin Cougars come in here very young but very fast.
Yeah, and very confident as they beat Cleburne last week. They've only won one football game in 2 years, but it was a big win last Friday against Cleburne, a team that we saw right here a couple of weeks ago. So they're still in the playoff hunt, as is University. But the loser tonight will have, what you say, 1 foot in the grave, I guess. So we'll see what happens.
All right, well, it's the University Trojans and the Sequin Cougars. It's coming up next right here on Waco ISD TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we would like to recognize Coach Trey Ridge as University High School's Coach of the Week. Coach Ridge is a Waco native and graduated from La Vega High School. He played football and received his undergraduate degree from Lamar University. He then continued his education at Tarleton State University, pursuing a master's degree while playing for the Texans. Coach Ridge is in his 3rd year of teaching and coaching, where he is currently in the middle school coordinator and PE teacher at Cesar Chavez. He will also assist on the baseball diamond this year at the high school. We want to thank Coach Ridge for his hard work and loyalty to our proud school district. We wish him and the Trojans all the best in the remainder of the season. Congratulations, Coach Ridge. Tonight, we'd also like to recognize Ashley Keister as University High School's Educator of the Week. Mrs. Keister has been with the district for 10 years. After stints at A.J. Moore and University teaching history, she currently serves as University's at-risk specialist. Ms. Keister is an alumnus of Baylor University, where she earned a bachelor's degree in political science and history, along with a master's in curriculum and instruction. Ms. Keister says, "It is a joy to help students on their path to graduation, and I am blessed to have a front row seat to watch their success. I have been told all students are the same, but I believe there are no students who compare to those at University, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Go Trojans!" We want to thank Ms. Keister for her hard work and loyalty to our proud school district. We wish her and the Trojans all the best in the remainder of the school year. Congratulations, Ms. Keister. Please give them a hand.
University Trojans have made their way onto the field, waiting for the Sequin Cougars to enter the field from their entrance tunnel located at the north end of the field. Coach, we didn't mention this in our pregame, but it's more like football weather tonight here at the stadium.
Yeah, it is, and I think before this evening's over, it'll get maybe rather chilly. I think the low's supposed to be down probably around 50 degrees. That wind is what makes it feel so cold.
According to the Weather Bureau, it's 59 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky, and we have finally it's dark at kickoff.
Yes, it is.
The sun has gone down, but that north wind is blowing from left to right on your TV screen, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour, so it will be a brisk evening for the two teams here at Waco ISD Stadium. University Trojans have a pretty good ground game led by Jeremiah Stroop, who has 788 yards on 110 carries and has scored 8 touchdowns. He's just 212 yards shy of the 1,000-yard mark for the season.
Had 222 yards last week against Joshua, which is not a bad night's work, you know?
Not bad at all. Now, University won back-to-back district games year ago, beating Joshua here at Waco ISD Stadium and beating Arlington Sequin in Arlington last year. So you've got to believe that the Cougars would like to get some revenge by beating the Trojans on their home turf. But again, this is a very young team under the direction of head coach Joe Gordon. And looking at their roster earlier today, there's a lot of juniors and sophomores on this team, sprinkled with a few freshmen, but very few seniors. Matter of fact, their top rusher, number 9, Jalen March, he's just a junior, and I guarantee you, Coach, if he gets past the linebackers, he's hard to catch.
He's gone. How long has Arlington Sequin been in business? Do you have any idea?
I have no clue. It hasn't been around that long.
It's one of the newest schools in Arlington, I think.
Somewhere between 5 and 8 years, most likely. Cougars have made their way on. The University Trojans in their purple jersey tops with black pants. And the Seguin Cougars in all white tonight. White jerseys, white pants with Columbia blue stripes. The ROTC Honor Guard is making its way to midfield with our flags. And in a few moments, we'll get the national anthem. Let's join our stadium announcer, George Snookhouse.
University High School. Cadets of the Trojan Battalion continue to serve their school and community proudly. We're very proud of our cadets and their unwavering, selfless service. Junior ROTC instructors are First Sergeant Leonardo Montelongo and Sergeant First Class Marcus Hayner. As we prepare to honor our country with the playing of the national anthem, please join us in a moment of silence as we honor our servicemen and women that selflessly give of themselves to give us the freedoms we cherish and often take for granted. God bless our troops, God bless our fallen heroes, and God bless America. We'd like to ask that both teams and fans face the colors on the field and remain standing during the recessional as the colors make their way off the field. Immediately following the national anthem will be Texas, Our Texas, so show your Texas pride and sing along. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem, led by the University High School Band under the direction of Archie Hatton IV. And now, Texas, Our Texas.
Long-standing tradition here at Waco ISD Stadium to also play the state song after the national anthem. As the captains for each team get prepared to meet at midfield for the coin toss. The captains for the University Trojans include Jeremiah Stroop, Mike Lambert, along with Garrett Fincher, Jacob Bryant, and Corey Sandoff. For Arlington Seguin, you got Xavier Bice, Davion Williams, Tevin Hewlett, along with Ugonna Nana.
Yeah, buddy.
The big tall fella there, that's Ugonna Nana.
Uh-huh. He's from a long line of those people.
Yeah. He's got a brother on the team too named Benneth Nana.
What's his sister's name? Do you know?
I do not know.
I just thought I'd ask.
I just know that Ugonna is a pretty good sized fellow there. Who's our officials for tonight's game, Coach?
Well, they're from the Waco chapter. The referee is Carl Queeby. Umpire is Kerry Storer. Linesman is Tremaine Williams. Line judge is Charles Terrell. And the back judge is Dennis Crocker.
I thought I recognized that gray beard out there. Carl Queeby and Dennis Crocker, they've been calling for a long time around
Yeah,
here.
they really have.
Again, a bit of a breeze is going to be in the favor of the Seguin Cougars here in the first quarter of play. University Trojans going to get the football first. We'll see the University offense in the direction of their quarterback, Jacob Bryant. He's attempted 100 passes this year, completed 52 of them for 703 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, with all those 5 touchdowns, he's also had 5 interceptions.
Never good to have as many interceptions as touchdowns, or more interceptions than touchdowns.
I think we'll get a big dose of, and Seguin will tonight, of Jeremiah Stroop. He's certainly the bell cow for these Trojans.
When Bryant throws the ball, his favorite target is Corey Sandoff, and it should be. He's caught 21 passes for 322 yards and 3 TDs.
Plus, he had a couple of touchdowns on the kickoff returns, if you remember, against Waco ISD.
Certainly has. Kick on its way from Noe Garcia has popped up and a fair catch called for at the 36-yard line. And made there by University's Garrett Fisher.
White Chocolate didn't know he was going to get to catch that kickoff, I don't think so. We'll see now, University going against that stiff breeze. And I tell you what, I think overall Jacob Bryant has done a pretty good job as the quarterback for University so far this year.
And we've seen him just get better and better as the year has progressed. There you see Jacob Bryant running onto the field, the senior quarterback.
He's the only one without pink socks on.
Corey Sandoff is the lone receiver to the top of your screen. Joseph Carpenter in the backfield with Stroop. Stroop gets the handout, tries to go around the corner and can't get there. He is brought down immediately by TJ Chikwura. He's one of their juniors on this very young team.
Yeah, he penetrated in there. Jeremiah Stroop is his best when he runs off tackle, not wide.
Lost back to the 32-yard line. It's a loss of 4, brings up a second down and 14. 3 wide outs to the right of the formation. Hand off to Stroop. He'll cut it back inside this time and get yardage up to the 35-yard line. Just a gain of 3. Bring up a third down and 11.
They have a fine linebacker in Davion Williams. He wears number 6. He's the leading tackler on this Seguin team.
Third and long. Normally a passing down. We'll see if that's what University decides to do here. A little bit bad snap. Bryant running out from under pressure, just has to get rid of it. Does at least get it past the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3 downs and punt. That was an obvious passing down, and they brought the house, Coach.
Yeah, they came on a blitz that time, and Jacob Bryant did the right thing. He just threw it out of bounds, which was kept him from having about a 20-yard loss.
Jacob Bryant going to do the punting for the Trojans. Back to receive the punt is Jamel Johnson. He's just a freshman, coach. Get the snap off in time as the clock hits 0. An end-over-end kick is going to take a University roll and go out of bounds right about the 31-yard line. So not too bad a punt into this win on the first punt of the night by University.
It was a good punt. So now we'll see what the Arlington Sequin do behind their quarterback, Xavier Bryce. I assume he'll be their quarterback tonight. But they've got to have a lot of confidence after defeating Cleburne last week. And then Midlothian takes the lead on overtime. So I'm real confused right now.
Well, I'm confused because Carl Queeby is showing an illegal procedure against University. Not sure. Maybe Carl will tell us what the deal is. Or maybe it's offsetting and we'll just play it where it lies. It's going to be at Cougar 32 is where the ball is sitting right now.
All right, Carl, tell us all about it.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. Penalty is 5 yards. Added on to the succeeding spot. First down.
Okay, so they get 5 yards, so they'll take it to the 37. And it'll be a first down from there. They just not have enough guys on the line of scrimmage on the punt, I guess?
I don't know.
Quarterback is Xavion Bruce. There's a fumble in the backfield. The ball is picked up and headed the other way for the University Trojans. Looking for the 6 points is Gerald Price, and the University defense strikes first.
Once you take one more look at it, you'll see the fumble here. And you're going to see number 22, Price, pick it up and go to the house. Well, that was a shot in the arm for the Trojans right off the bat.
Not often that we see the UDOG defense scoring, but they get on the scoreboard first with just 10 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter. On to try the point after for the Trojans. It's good, but there is a flag on the play. Chris Balderas adds the extra point again after this fumble. Just a little bit of confusion on the zone read there as to who was going to carry the football. And Gerald Price says, I'll carry it.
Yeah, I assume this is offsides against Seguin. They're going to decline that.
Offsides defense, penalty decline, point is good.
Pretty good call, Coach. So 10-21. Left to go in the first quarter. University has a 7-0 lead thanks to the fumble recovery. We'll give it about a 33-yard return to Gerald Price. He picked that one up in the backfield and goes in for the score.
Boy, he picked it up, had a good hop. And he didn't have to fumble the ball around or nothing. Just picked it up, went to the house. And I'll give these Trojans a little bit of momentum now to start this football game. And you see some of the Trojans having a good time out here tonight, trying to keep warm.
As long as you keep moving, you should be able to keep warm, and they're moving all right.
Yes, moving and grooving.
Line drive kick against the wind, going to be picked up at the 22-yard line. Taking it to the far side is Jamel Johnson. He'll only get it up to about the 24.
Good coverage that time by the University kickoff team, and they did a good job. And we'll have to look for number 9, Jalen March. He is their bell cow when they run the football. He is, and like Clark said, he's got outstanding speed.
28-yard line is where the Cougars will start this offensive possession. Bryce, the quarterback. That's March that's going to get in the eye behind him. Hand off to March, looking for room straight ahead. He's not going to go anywhere as the defensive line does a good job of standing up the offensive line.
Yeah, and I see Felipe Gonzalez was the man that kind of led the charge that time for the Trojans.
No gain for March on the play. Second down from the 28-yard line. And the handoff to March. March finds a cutback hole and fights his way up to about the 34-yard line. Pick up a 6 on the play. He's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Boy, he nearly got loose. Garrett Fincher kind of grabbed him from behind and hung on for dear life. See number 18 right there hanging on.
Yeah, you can't let him go or he's gone. First 3rd down of the game for the Cougars. Bennett Nana is the center. The guards are Ugana Nana and Quincy Quinn. Make the handoff to March. Bryce keeps the ball and he's bottled up in the backfield. There's purple jerseys everywhere and he's going to be dropped back at the 34-yard line for no gain.
Well, a host of Trojans, including Gerald Price and Gerald Akers, both in on that tackle along with several other purple jerseys.
It's like a feeding frenzy there, didn't it, Coach?
Yes, it did. University just come out of this smelling like a rose. And of course, they got Corey Sandoff deep back there. We know what he can do.
Oscar Medlin back to do the punting. The up man for the Trojans is Ricky Walker. Medlin gets the punt away. Going to take a couple of bounces. Sandoff's just going to let it roll. It takes a Cougar roll inside the 20. We'll make it all the way down just inside the 15-yard line.
Ended up being a pretty good punt. He had to win with him, but had about a 20-yard roll. Those people are kind of bundled up there. Like I say, when it goes from 85 to 50, it feels like a pretty good drive, doesn't it?
Certainly does. I understand Denver, Colorado in an 18-hour period went from like 86 degrees to 19.
Pretty
strong little cool front that went through the middle of the country. Bryant back to pass. It's complete and then incomplete. Looking for Lambert. Lambert had it knocked out of his hands.
Yeah, Jalen Moss came up for Seguin. Watch you right there. It's kind of tipped at the line of scrimmage, and here comes Jalen in to knock it down.
University offense has Isaac Franco at center. Ursay Robert and Jared Estrada the guards. David Childers and Felipe Gonzalez are the tackles. Handoff goes to Stroop. Stroop gets it across the 15, maybe to the 17-yard line, but still not a whole lot of room there to maneuver.
Nice tackle by Anthony Brooks, linebacker for Seguin. He's only a sophomore, so like Lark mentioned, this is a young football team that has a lot of talent, but they're young and inexperienced.
Wide to the far side with Sandoff is Jaden Sanders. Bryant looking that way, and it's in and out of the hands of Sandoff at the 25-yard line. He might have had first down yardage if he could have held on to it.
So it brings up another punting situation. You see Bryant right there. Pretty good defense, but Sandoff could have caught that football. So we'll see if Jacob Bryant get off another pretty good, decent punt like he did last time against that wind.
Again, about a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind in his face. Last time he hit a low liner. Did his best to keep it away from the return man. This was going to take a bounce, and University is headed the other way with it. University player thought that it maybe hit the back of Jeremiah Giddens, but That's not what the officials rule, and they're going to have it at the 47-yard line in their end of the field with 7 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter. University with a 7-0 lead thanks to a defensive touchdown.
Well, sad about that, if that ball, they would have allowed it to roll, it had good overspin on it, it would have gone another 15 or 20 yards toward the Seguin goal line, I guess.
Yeah, did have a good roll to it.
Well, Lambert wasn't taking any chances, was he?
No, he wanted to take it the other way. And off to March, and he is bottled up, not going anywhere. The first guys I saw in there for the University Trojans was Delvin Mason. Then a whole bunch of others got there.
I'm really impressed with the pursuit by this University defense. They're all over the place.
I'll give him a yard on the play to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 9. Kira Ramirez and Tyrell Haygood, the tackles for the Cougars. On the left side, you're not going anywhere in the clutches of Mitchell. Goodness gracious, he brought him down in a hurry. That was the fullback carrying the ball that time.
Wavion Mitchell, boy, we've talked about him for the last couple of years. He's a heck of a football player. And they're just trying to get March loose to use that speed, but so far they haven't had much luck.
That's right, that was March with the carry, wasn't it? Thought it was Sandoval for a moment. No gain on the play, brings up 3rd and 9. They haven't attempted a pass yet. This is definitely a passing down. See if they stick to their ground game. Looking to pass in the flat. It is knocked away. An outstanding defensive play by the University Trojans. Is that Caleb Russell?
Yeah, Caleb Russell did a good job of closing on that football. As a receiver there was open for about 2 seconds, so Russell came in and knocked it down.
So the third possession for the Cougars tonight ends up 4 downs and punt. Their very first possession, a fumble on the very first play that was returned about 33 yards by Gerald Price for the only touchdown in the game so far. With the wind at his back, a fair catch is called for, and the ball is fumbled, but a good job of getting back to the football by Corey Sandoff. Trying to make the fair catch up about the 25-yard line.
Actually, he made about 5 yards on that fumble there.
Yeah, I think he did. That's what happens when you try to catch it with your elbows instead of your hands. It'll go through the breadbasket. Sometimes ends up in the hands of the other team.
There's no question about it. Like every team that they play, Seguin is keying on Jeremiah Stroop, but he'll get his yards tonight, sooner or later.
From the 27-yard line in the University end of the field, Jacob Bryant hands it off to Stroop, trying to get around the right end. Has to bounce it outside. Be thrown out of bounds at the 30. He'll get 3 yards out of it.
Got a flag on the play, about the 25-yard line, so we'll see what that is. Probably either offsides or procedure, I would assume. And like I say, running outside like that is not Jeremiah Stroop's strength. His strength is off tackle.
Looks like this is going to go the way of the Trojans, I believe.
Offside defense number 4. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
This brings up a 1st and 5 at the 33. See if the Trojans can take advantage here. Being between the chains on 1st down. Sandoff has one-on-one coverage at the top of your screen with Jalen Hunter. He's one of the few seniors on this Seguin squad. The handoff goes to Stroop, and Stroop with a good cutback will take it up to the 40-yard line and have the first down of the game for the Trojan offense.
That's his bread and butter, running off tackle like that, and give a little credit to that offensive line. Nice hold there, picked up the 1st down.
At the 40-yard line. Lambert, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Now Bryant saw that all of his receivers were covered and tried to run it up the middle. He's going to end up losing a yard on the play.
He might look for Seguin maybe on this second long. They might come on a blitz this time. They've done that a couple times tonight.
Well, that's about time for a screen pass then, isn't it, Coach?
Huh?
I say on a blitz, isn't it about time for a screen pass?
I'd love to see a screen pass right here.
Going to be just a quarterback run by Bryant. A good spin move gets him across the 45 up to about the 47.
Another flag on the play, and that's got to be against University. Either holding or blocking the back, something like that, I would imagine.
Well, I'm not seeing anything on the replay that would indicate a hold, but guys on the field are closer to it than I am.
Holding offense number 64. Repeat, second down.
That's going to bring up second and 21. Back at the 29 yard, well, at the 30 yard line is where they marked it. Clock rolling with 4:15 left to go in the first quarter. University with a 7-0 lead. The touchdown came on a defensive fumble recovery and return. Sandoff gets the inside handoff on the wide receiver sweep. It's about 3 yards out of it to the 33-yard line.
Trying to use some of that speed Sandoff has got.
Third and about 18 to go for the Trojans from the 33. Right to pass. Throws long down the far side and has his man Sandoff, and Sandoff goes out of bounds at the 30 and the Cougars end of the field. Boy, he just dropped that one over his shoulder, Coach.
That was a beautiful pass, and more importantly, a beautiful catch for Corey Sandoff, but we've come to expect that. Boy, he talked about threaded the needle. You can't throw it much better than that.
47 yards on the pitch and catch from Bryant to Sandoff as the Trojans are in the Cougars' end of the field, 30 yards away from pay dirt. Now Stroop trying to bounce it outside is able to split defenders and finally get it down to about the 26-yard line for a 4-yard pickup.
University needs to take advantage of that win. They still have it for about 3 more minutes. JoJo Carpenter is checked in at one of the running back positions, I believe.
Yeah, I don't see Jeremiah on the field right now.
I see him on the sideline now. He's getting a little breather. JoJo Carpenter's a pretty good running back himself.
Certainly is. Also have Delvin Mason in the backfield. Carpenter gets the handout and finds a crease and is spilled as he approaches the 20-yard line and fairly close to the first down.
JoJo's got excellent speed. He's only a junior, so he'll probably be the man that takes the place of Jeremiah Stroop next year.
Going to give him 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the 21, but really they only need to get about 2/3 of a yard to pick up the first down. This drive started back at the 27-yard line. Trojans trying to add to a 7-0 lead.
They better hurry, whatever it is.
I got a feeling they're going to call a timeout.
They're going to have to, yeah.
Yep, Rodney Smith approaches the official at the sideline and calls his first timeout of the game.
Timeout, University, first timeout of the half.
Normally I'd say this play here would go to Jeremiah Stroop. Since he's not on the field, I don't think that'll happen. At least he wasn't when they lined up, let's put it that way.
Each one of these teams looking to pick up its 2nd district win. University has already had their bye week in the district schedule, so they are 1-2 in district play, while Arlington enters the game 1-3 after picking up their first district win last week against what you and I thought was a pretty good Cleburne team.
Yeah, I think, don't you imagine that 3 wins in district will most likely get you in the playoffs?
It should, but you have to win the right game if you're that 4th team. Back to action we go on 3rd and 1. Just a straight pitch back, or snap back to Lambert. Lambert's going to run it into the end zone from 21 yards out. Michael Lambert in at the quarterback spot. And in a kind of wildcat formation, Michael Lambert gets the touchdown.
I don't believe we've seen that before this year, have we?
No. I think that may have confused the Cougars as well. So neither Jacob Bryant nor Jeremiah Stroop on the field while the offense gets the score. Now Chris Balderas on to try the extra point. Great job by the holder to pick that one up off the ground and get it upright for Balderas to put it on the board. 1 minute and 51 seconds left to go first quarter, and University's lead is now 14-0. Here goes Mike Lambert.
I tell you what, they came out in that wildcat formation, and Lambert, they direct snap to him, and he just took off to the end zone, and I'm not even sure he was even touched.
Sure, the defense was going 7. Who's got 7? You got 7?
Yeah,
You got 7?
yeah.
Who's got 7?
Where'd he come from?
Yeah. It's supposed to be 10 back there and 1. Who's 7? Who's 7? Where did he come from?
That was all set up by beautiful pass by Bryant to Sandoff.
Took him 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go 73 yards in 8 plays to get that touchdown. And like you said, that big 47-yard pass to Sandoff, the big play, as well as the 21-yard touchdown run by Michael Lambert.
I tell you, those folks are braving the cool weather out here, having a good time. The home team Trojans are off to a great start so far.
End over end kick, going to come down at about the 17-yard line. Johnson trying to go the other side with it. University Pursuit catches up to him.
I'll tell you what, that was good kick coverage that time by the Trojans. I want you to look right here. The young man, his number 36, he didn't make the tackle, but he slowed him down enough. That was the Ruben Archica.
From the 19-yard line in the Cougars' end of the field. Xavion Bryce, the quarterback, takes a snap and hands it off to March. March trying to come up the middle of the field, and once again, Quavion Mitchell has him around the shoulder pads and won't let him pass the 20.
I'll tell you, once Quavion Mitchell gets his hands on you, you're in trouble. That's all I'm telling you.
A yard gain on the play to the 20 brings up a 2nd down and 9. New back in the backfield, number 15, that's Antonio Price, a junior running back. And it's March with the football, finally gets around the edge and forced out of bounds after he has the first down out around the 31-yard line.
Finally knocked out of bounds that time by Gabriel Russell, but you see the speed right there that March had. If he ever does turn that corner, it could be big time trouble.
Got 11 yards on that carry. Out to the 31. Biggest gainer of the night so far for Seguin Cougars. March going around the left side again. Ducks his head and buries it forward to about a 2-yard gain up to the 33.
Nice tackle that time by Roel Zapata.
Second and 8. Go to the sideline and readjust the play. Again, it's Price in at that flanker position, taking over for Gabe Sandoval. It's a man in motion. Fake the handoff with the keeper. Bryce try to find some running room, but will be stopped at the 35-yard line for just a 2-yard pickup.
that should be the last play of the quarter, so Seguin will get the win for the second half. But so far, they had thrown the ball, what, one time?
That's all I can.
Yeah.
Just one time, and that was not good. There is the buzzer that indicates the end of our first quarter of play. So after the first 12 minutes, the University offense has scored and the University defense has scored for a 14-0 lead. Got on the scoreboard on the very first play for the Seguin offense as they fumbled the ball, and Gerald Price scooped it up from about 33 yards out and took it in for the score. That was with 10 minutes and 21 seconds still left in the first quarter. Then midway through the quarter, the University offense went on a 8-play, 73-yard drive that took almost 4 minutes and scored on a 21-yard scamper by Michael Lambert out of the Wildcat formation. Big play in that drive, a 47-yard pass to Corey Sandoff.
Now we'll see if maybe Seguin will open it up and throw the football a little more now that they have the wind at their back, but they're still going to go to Jalen March when they can, because that young man, he's the main man.
University defense up front, you got Raul Zapata, Nathan Oliveras, and Jonathan Morales, as well as Ray Gia. Linebackers Gerald Akers and Garrett Fisher, along with Quavion Mitchell, Caleb Russell, Marcus Russell, and Darius Lewis in the defensive backfield. Handoff this time goes to Jalen Hunter. First time we've seen him carry the ball tonight. A flag over near the far side where the tackle was made.
Could that have been a late hit or a face
Now they're
mask?
calling a holding. Looks like against Seguin.
Take another look at it right there. Tough young man to bring down. He's normally
Holding.
plays quarterback.
Offense number 19, 10-yard penalty. Repeat third.
Jalen Hunter is listed as a cornerback on their roster, so, or defensive back, but he usually plays cornerback.
Going to go back to the 28-yard line, so the holding penalty happened after about a 3-yard gain by Hunter. And then the 10-yard penalty brings up a 3rd and 13 for Seguin from the 28. Trying to get the play in from their offensive coordinator, Skylar Windmiller. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. They get it off on the play clock. Handoff goes to March, and March finally gets loose, grabbed by the shirt tail to slow down, and the posse finally got there to help out. But March just almost got loose and got it up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Felipe Gonzalez kind of grabbed it by the shirt. But look at right there. I thought they had him at the line of scrimmage. You see old Felipe hanging on there.
It's going to be 4th down and 5 from the 36.
I think Corey Sandoff might get an opportunity to return this.
Sandoff waiting back at about the 30-yard line.
Maybe not.
That's going to be a little shy. It's picked up by University Trojan. A real dangerous pickup there by Ricky Walker. He paid for it a little bit, but has the ball at the 45-yard line in University territory.
Yeah, that is very dangerous. Boy, he could have fumbled that football and Seguin would have had it. So now University found himself going with the breeze. So we may see him throw the football a little more now.
Well, you got Jacob Bryant back at the quarterback spot. JoJo Carpenter in the backfield along with Jeremiah Stroop. Center is Isaac Franco. Good snap back. Looking for a hole up the middle. Stroop, he's going to be dropped for a loss. There was no hole there.
No, Davion Williams, linebacker, made the initial hit, and he had a little help from some of his teammates. Davion Williams is, like I told you earlier on, he is their leading tackler, number 6.
Call it a 2-yard loss for Stroop to bring up a 2nd down and 12. Sandoff is the flanker on the far side. Looking that way is Bryant. The catch is made by by Sandoff, but apparently out of bounds after it tipped off the hands of Jalen Moss.
Take one more look at it. You make the call. See when he caught this ball, if he came down inbounds or out of bounds. It's kind of hard to tell from that angle, but I think he might have been out of bounds.
Looked like 1 foot was out of bounds as he controlled the ball. The 3rd down and 12.
JoJo Carpenter comes limping off the field, so Jerry Williams have to check him out.
Maybe give us a better look at it, Coach.
Boy, that's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty close.
Real close.
On 3rd down, Bryant rolling to his left, now cuts it back up the middle of the field, looking for some running room, runs into one of his offensive linemen. And Ursu Robert trying to block for him. Does get it up to the 46-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup for Bryant, but it's going to bring up 4th and 9. See what kind of punt Bryant can get off with that breeze at his back. Jamel Johnson waiting for the punt between the 15 and 20-yard line. A low end-over-end punt that takes a University roll. Lambert going to watch it and make sure it rolls inside the 20 and try to wave it a little further.
Get in there and blow on it.
Yeah. Down to the 17-yard line is where that punt goes.
I see JoJo Carpenter on the sidelines. He limped over there. I don't know whether it's a cramp or whether it's he sprained an ankle. But here comes Jerry Williams. He's going to check him out. Hey, that young man's as cute as a speckled puppy, isn't he?
I bet he's cold, too.
I bet he's colder than a speckled puppy.
From the 17-yard line, the Seguin Cougars with the football, trailing 14-0 with 8:55 left to go in the second quarter. Price going to roll to his right, looking to pass, and it's a little behind his intended target as he tried to get it on the far sideline to Tevin Hewlett.
Tevin was wide open that time, but just a little bit off target.
Price now 0 for 2 in the passing department. March has carried the ball 8 times for 29 yards. March the only running back in the backfield with Bryce. Takes the handoff, trying to come around the right side. University's got him bottled up and won't let him get past the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Good pursuit once again by the Trojan defense. You see number 7 in there. He's had a good game tonight defensively. That's Felipe Gonzalez.
Play clock just now hitting 10. Bryce again looking to pass. Gets out of the pocket, heads for the sideline. Will be forced out at about the 23.
Gerald Akers is the man that forced him out of bounds. That will be short of the first down. So another punting situation. You take one more look at Bryce right there trying to get outside. You see Akers pushing him out of bounds.
Oscar Medlin, the junior punter, waits for the snap at his own 10-yard line. Corey Sandoff making his way up to about the 50-yard line, expecting this punt against the wind. Low end over end punt that's going to come out of bounds and caught by Rodney Smith on the sideline. And
did he call for a fair catch?
I think he did.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why nobody tackled him. But they say it's went out at the 43-yard line in Seguin's end of the field. So great field position for the University offense with 7:54 left to go in the second quarter, leading 14-0.
Jeremiah Stroup back on the field now. Do not see JoJo Carpenter right now.
Do see Jalen Delgado, a junior wide receiver, checking in as the slot receiver on the left side of the formation. Bryant, though, just going to go on a quarterback keeper. Gets it around the corner, has a couple of yards up to the 39-yard line.
You can always tell which one Jacob Bryant is because he's one without the pink socks on. Everybody else has them, he has a white. Not everybody, but most everybody.
2nd down and 8. Stroop takes the handoff, had a hole, but decided not to go through it. And the speed of that defense catches up with him. Boy, getting the backfield quick was Davion Williams.
Yeah, we talked about him earlier on. He's just a good athlete, makes good decisions, got in there quick that time. You cannot have penetration like that.
Loss of 1 to the 42 brings up 3rd and 9. Delvin Mason checks in at one of the wide receiver spots. Corey Sandoff is the receiver at the bottom of your screen. The snap is a little early for Bryant. He'll pick it up and just throw it to the sideline, and at least it's not going to be intentional grounding because he got it past the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th and 9.
That could be been about a 25-yard loss. No, nobody was ready for that snap except the center. Jacob Bryant did the best thing he could do.
Yeah, real smart thing there by Bryant. Well, the Trojans not going to be able to take advantage of the field position this time around, but hopefully can pin the Cougars deep in their own territory. Bryant punting away to Jamil Johnson. Johnson will make the catch at the 7-yard line and be in jail. He may get 1 yard to the 8, but that's it. Forward progress is already whistled down. Folks over on the Seguin sideline protesting a little bit, but the wind in their ears, I don't think they could have heard the whistles.
I counted, I believe, 7 Trojans in on that stop. A lot of good pursuit that time.
They have definitely been flying in force to the football. Going to give him to the 9-yard line. So from the Cougar 9-yard line, Seguin has 6 minutes and 24 seconds left in the second quarter, trying to overcome a 14-0 deficit. Xavion Bryce, the quarterback, hands it off to March. March trying to get around the corner. Gets up to maybe the 12-yard line for a 3-yard pickup.
Nice tackle that time by Devin Mason from University. And I understand the situation, but just by watching this team, I don't know how in the heck they beat Cleveland. Unless Cleveland had about 20 guys hurt, that's all I can tell you.
He's 2nd down and 7. Bryce to pass, throws it just basically up for grabs, and trying to run over it was Jalen Hunter, but Darrell Thomas wouldn't let him get to it.
Bryce threw that ball pretty well, threw it a long way, so that brings up a 3rd and long situation. If the Trojans can hold them here, they once again should get pretty good field position, I would think.
Xavion Price now 0 for 3 in the passing department. Jalen March carried 10 times for 32 yards, but that's way under his average, 3.2 per carry. Price rolling right, looking to pass, stops and throws, and it's overthrown. Threw it into a passel of purple jerseys. I think he was trying to get that to Hassan Blazer.
They should, as I say, University should really get good field position. You'll take another look at Bryce right here. Just he threw it, but nowhere close to receiver that time.
Coach, I got the Cougars with just 1 first down so far in this game.
They hadn't been very efficient offensively, have they?
They have not. Got a different punter in there. Davion Williams is Got punting the football. Ball bounces around. University Trojans.
Get away from it.
Yeah,
see?
get away from that football. I don't know, at 22, I know you've made a big play earlier today, but get away from the football and get away from the white jerseys.
Yeah.
Go to the sideline.
That makes me nervous. They get up there 2-3 yards from it.
Rodney Smith has got him by the collar right now and telling Gerald Price, look, sophomore. It almost cost us the possession. You almost cost us some yardage due to unsportsmanlike, so just get to the sideline, play football. University with 5:28 to go, trying to add to a 14-0 lead before intermission, and they're in the Cougars into the field at the 39-yard line. This is their best field position to start a drive all night. JoJo Carpenter back into the game. Looking to throw. Bryant steps up in the pocket, trying to get it to Sandoff. He was looking for it on the inside shoulder. It was at the backside shoulder.
I'll tell you what, though, that's good coverage that time by the Seguin secondary. Did not get the young man's number. You'll take another look at it, though. In fact, he came pretty close to intercepting that thing. That's number 7. That's Jalen Hunter.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. Stroop gets the handoff, forced into the backfield, and boy, that's an outstanding defensive play by Zion Stanley.
I tell you, Stroop just has not been able to get on track so far tonight.
Well, you said it earlier, he's best running up the middle, and he hasn't tried up the middle a whole lot tonight.
No, they've been trying to go wide for some reason, so this could be the time for the screen pass. Reckon, Lord?
Yeah, lost 7 yards on the play, brings up 3rd and 17. Jaden Sanders is the slot receiver. Bryant, though, looking to his right with the pump fake, goes long for Lambert. Lambert can't get to it, and the flag is going to be thrown. Let's see if that's offensive or defensive. With him coming up with his jersey out, his shoulder pads out of his jersey, I believe they may call it defensive.
I think they probably will. Old Carl will tell us all about it.
Dennis Crocker explaining it to Carl Queeby, who now explains it to us.
Pass interference, defense number 11, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So a big break for the Trojans on that one. 1st and 15, moves it to the 31-yard line, or 1st and 10, excuse me, to the 31-yard line. Clock stopped with 4:34 left in the 2nd quarter. Bryant following the block of Stroop. Good cutback, gets it down to the 25-yard line for about a 6-yard pickup for Bryant.
He also got a good block from Ursua Robert that time, leading the charge for the Trojans.
Good job of using his blocks there. Coach, there's somebody in the stands wearing shorts.
I saw that. Well, one of our photographers, little Jesse Maldonado, down there with shorts on around the 50-yard line.
Well, he's used to that, though. Stroop has the football, trying to get around the right side, and does so. Finds a crease and gets it inside the 20. Boy, he had a head of steam on that one, Coach.
Yeah, I think he was pretty much determined to make a pretty nice run there, which he did. Here he comes, right into the 11 room. You can't keep a good man down long.
Well, you can't. Picked up 14 yards, takes it to the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. They can get a first down before the touchdown. JoJo Carpenter back into the game, also checking in at wide receiver, Jalen Delgado. And now a timeout going to be called by Arlington Sequin.
Timeout, Seguin.
Remember, coming up at halftime, we'll have the halftime performance of the University High School Band under the direction of Archie Hatton IV and the Highlighters. Next week, University will hit the road to go up to Burleson Centennial We'll be back here next week as Waco High will host Killeen Shoemaker. You can see the flex cam going on here. She decided I'm just gonna wave. I don't want to do that flexing stuff.
It's hard to see the flex through the hoodie. Those don't necessarily show off your muscles.
Look at that. Look at flexing, boy.
Yeah. All right, back to play with 3:38 to go. Jacob Bryant just takes the hand off and takes the snap. No, that was once again Lambert at the Wildcat spot with the carry.
Lambert's carried the ball more tonight than he has all year, I think.
Absolutely. Gets it inside the 10 down to the 8 for about a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7. Roddy Smith expanding the playbook a little bit tonight. We still have Lambert in at quarterback.
I guess he said, well, they're kidding so much on Stoop, we'll try somebody different. Now, JoJo doesn't know exactly where the play's going.
Well, there's only 5 seconds left on
call
the play clock, and
timeout.
Rodney's asking for a timeout.
They're confused right now. They're real confused.
Timeout, University, second timeout.
Terrell Davis lined up on the right side, then he went to the left side, and Carpenter went to the left, and he went to the right, so that's a good timeout.
Is that usually an indication that a trick play's coming your way?
No, I just think it's a confusion on the coaching staff getting the play in. They waited too long. You can't wait till that play clock gets down to 5 seconds to call a play. I mean, you can't do it.
I agree.
If they got a trick play, it's number one, be involved, I'll tell you that. Off tackle be my trick play.
Notice we have sophomore Terrell Davis in as a tight end on the right side of the formation. Don't hardly ever see a tight end formation for the Trojans. Hand it off to Stroop. He follows JoJo's block and is into the end zone for the touchdown from 8 yards out. Jeremiah Stroop with his 9th rushing touchdown of the year makes it 20-0 University with the try for point to come.
And I tell you what, if you take another look at it, you'll see number 24, JoJo Carpenter, throwing a really nice block at the point of attack right there. It allowed Jeremiah to get in.
Chris Balderas looking to add on the extra point with Michael Lambert doing the holding. It's blocked. Ball is picked up by Seguin, but University's going to be able to bring him down. So the blocked extra point attempt will keep the score at 20-0 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the first half.
Rodney Smith will not be happy about that. He's already asked us what happened. Let's take another look at it. Was it a bad snap?
No, I thought everything was good. I think just somebody got in there real quick.
Got there real quick.
That was that Hunter guy again, Jalen Hunter. He's been everywhere on this field.
Yes, he has.
Matter of fact, he even picked up the football and was trying to go the other way with it.
So Seguin's got 2 minutes and 45 seconds to try to dip in this 20-0 lead by University, plus they're going against the wind.
That drive went 6 plays and 39 yards in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. So now the offense has 2 touchdowns to 1 for the defense.
Is that Garrett Victor going to kick off the white chocolate for them?
Well, that's who's setting it up.
I believe it is. He's a jack of all trades, isn't he?
No, that's Isaac Ramos, number 19.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. My eyes are on what they used to be.
Yeah, you see 19, Isaac Ramos coming toward the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So I imagine Seguin will take the penalty and start off at the 39.
Seguin needs to mount a good drive, get something going here and try to get on the board before
Free kick out of bounds. 5 yards on the end of the return. First down.
End of the return? I didn't know there was a return.
I didn't see one either. Well, they mark it at the 38 is where they're going to start the drive. Rice fakes the handoff, throws in the flat, and just broken up in. Boy, that's an outstanding defensive play by Jalen Garrett.
It really was. He was Johnny on the spot that time, no question about it.
He was blocked and still made the play.
Well, look at this. That was a really, really nice play that time.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 22 defense.
Wow.
15 yards, automatic first down.
So that hurt right there.
Yep.
Take another look at it. You see if he got it roughed right here. That could have gone either way.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Sophomore Gerald Price picks up the roughing the passer penalty. Again, he's the one who scored the first touchdown of the game. It's 1st and 10. Ball now on the University side of the ball, of the 50 at the 47. Going for broke there, and it's knocked away. Caleb Russell there to knock it down. They tried to get that one out to Jalen Johnson. 0 for 6 now in the passing department.
Well, Caleb Russell had an opportunity really to intercept that football, but it looked like to me he's wanting to knock it down, which is not a bad move either.
Yeah, if you can't actually catch it, you knock it down because you don't want to tip it up. That gives the other guy a chance to catch it. So 2nd and 10. Again, they're going into about a 10 to 15 mile an hour breeze. Snap comes back to Bryce. He's looking for the screen pass, and it's just short of the hands of March.
Flag on the play. Holding against Seguin, maybe.
Yeah, I think on this down you got to take it, don't you?
Yeah, I would think so.
Holding. Offense number 51, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Takes it back into the Seguin end of the field to their 42-yard line.
Correction, 2nd down.
Yeah, thank you. 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Now a whistle, and something they didn't like. Oh, they're going to move it up 1 yard up to the 43. Didn't have the spot correct. March looking to pass maybe. Is going to be dropped for a loss. That's Gerald Price back there, and that's going to be intentional grounding, isn't it, Coach?
Should be. Well, Gerald Price was putting a lot of pressure on him that time. There's no question about it. He's running for his life. That didn't get past the line of scrimmage either, I don't think.
No, not anywhere close to it.
That should be illegal.
Intentional grounding, yeah.
Intentional grounding, yeah.
Well, they're talking about it over there.
Yeah, they're talking about it with Joe Gordon right in their ear.
Listening intently.
I wonder if he gets a vote.
Yeah, he and the offensive coordinator, Skylar Windmiller, both of them over there listening to the discussion. I don't know if Carl's trying to talk the side judge into the penalty or if the side judge trying to talk Carl out of the penalty.
We'll fix to find out. Rodney Smith's about 10 yards out on the field right now.
He's almost across the numbers. He's going to want an explanation whenever.
Was there a receiver in the area? I didn't see one. There was.
If there was, he was a long way downfield. Now, it wasn't necessarily the quarterback. There was a handoff and then a throw.
Right.
So, can that be intentional grounding? I don't know. Maybe that's what the discussion is here.
He's going to wave it off, I think.
Yeah.
There's no flag for intentional grounding. The pass made it past the line of scrimmage.
Oh, that's what they're
Third
saying.
down.
I don't believe that.
I don't either. But 3rd and 20 at the Cougar 43. And actually that was an incompletion for March. So he's 0 for 1. They're 0 for 7 in the passing department. Now they're going to, that's a lateral. That is a lateral. And it's going to be, they whistle it dead. Coach, they whistled that dead. That was a lateral all day.
Yeah, it was backward. If you take another look at it, you'll see that ball was thrown backwards. I guess it went out of bounds there, so whatever.
That's the only thing but they brought it back to the 43-yard line as if it was an incomplete forward pass. So we're just going to call it an incompletion. And bring up a 4th and 20 in a punting situation. That maybe got partially blocked or went off the side of the foot of the punter, and it's only going to go down to about the 32-yard line. So under 2 minutes left to go in the half. University has a chance to add to a 20-0 lead.
University had nobody back on that punt that time. I don't think they were bought into the fact they were going to punt the football. So a little less than 2 minutes left. You just try to get Stroop loose on the long run or what? 20-0 lead's not bad. I'd take that at halftime, wouldn't
Sure.
you?
You do have the wind at your back. You might try one shot to Sandoff. He is the inside receiver of the two at the bottom of your screen. He and Lambert on this side. Receiver on the far side is Jaden Sanders. And they're looking to pass. Couldn't get it to Sandoff. Looked like he was hoping Sandoff would make a post pattern, and Sandoff looked like he was going on the fly.
Well, actually, Jacob Bryan was under a lot of pressure that time.
Just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Well, that took all of 5 seconds off the clock. What you really don't want to do is give the ball back to Seguin to give them a chance to score and get some momentum. JoJo has the ball. Carpenter trying to reverse field is going to be dropped for a loss back to the 31-yard line. 2-yard loss for JoJo Carpenter.
What kind of hat is that? The warm one, I guess?
Yes, sir. I don't know what kind of character that is. A penguin?
Don't give me lying.
A pink penguin. That penguin's been in the cold too long. It's turned pink. 3rd down. Carpenter again with the football, looking for a gap. Can only get it about 5 yards up to the 36-yard line. Bring up a 4th and 7.
Seguin's got 2 timeouts left. You think they might want to use one here? I think they just did.
Timeout, Seguin.
They're listening to you, Coach.
Wasn't a very good offensive series by University that time. They needed at least pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, they needed to run off that last minute 56. Right now, they've only run off 54 seconds. Again, the scoring started back in the 1st quarter on a defensive touchdown for the Trojans as Gerald Price picked up a fumble on Seguin's very first offensive play and returned it 33 yards for a touchdown. Stayed that way until a minute 51 left in the 1st quarter when Michael Lambert went 21 yards out of the Wildcat for a touchdown to make it 14-0. And the Trojans, last time they had the football, got into the end zone on a 39-yard drive that took 6 plays and scored an 8-yard run by Stroop. The punt snap is dropped, and Seguin's going to have great field position as Bryant is tackled inside the 25-yard line.
They still have 56 seconds left. 1 timeout remaining unofficially, so that's not what Rodney Smith wanted, I promise you.
No, you gave him the ball in great field position. So they mark it at the 24-yard line. That's basically a loss of 12 yards for Bryant.
That last series, Stroop didn't even touch the football, did he?
No, he didn't. An empty backfield for Seguin. They're 0 for 7 in the passing department right now, but they'll pitch it to March on a sweep, and he's going to be dropped by Gerald Price.
I tell you what, Gerald Price has had one heck of a football game tonight. He really has.
Certainly has. Trying to come on the inside pitch to March.
There he is right there.
He loses back to the 26. It's a 2-yard loss. I tell you what, there are purple jerseys all over number 9. They just will not let him escape tonight.
No, that was good defense that time. You know,
Timeout.
the tackle was Gerald Akers
Seguin.
again, so that's their
Final
last
timeout of the
time out.
half.
I guess they run one more play and then maybe opt for the field goal. I don't know.
Give March a 1-yard gain on that to the 25. Brings up a 3rd down and 11. Now that's how you stay warm on a cool night.
That's exactly right.
You know, 98.6 and 98.6 is 197.2.
I don't think that's brother and sister, do you?
Not touching that one, Coach. Encouraging the crowd to jump around and stay warm. All right, here comes the 3rd and 11 for Seguin. Rice looking for his first completion, but it's incomplete through the hands of a University defender as Gerald Akers kind of got in the way of the vision of the intended receiver.
He sure did, and got a hand on it, I believe. If he didn't, he came close. And they're going to try the field goal here. They're going for the first down.
Well, they tried to get it to the sophomore Seth Clay Johnson with that pass. Now they're 0 for 8 passing. Facing a 4th and 11 at the 25, and apparently their field goal kicker can't kick a 42-yarder against the wind. Bryce looking to pass, throws it toward the sideline, is complete to the 19-yard line, but Coach, that was 4th down. They didn't get enough for the first.
You see that so many times. You have 4th and 10, they'll run the 6 or 7-yard route. Hard for me to understand, but that happens a lot.
The completion goes to Hassan Blazer, number 19, but it's good for only 6 yards. And on downs, the ball goes over to the University Trojans with just 18 seconds left. This is where you just go into victory, don't you, Coach?
Yeah, just go down to one knee and go to the dressing room at halftime with a 20-point lead. That's what they're going to do.
Both teams have missed on golden opportunities in short field situations. Ryan takes the snap and will sit down with it.
How come the clock wasn't running? Now it is.
Yeah. So that will conclude our first half of action. The University Trojans with a defensive touchdown by Gerald Price and 2 rushing touchdowns, one by Mike Lambert and one by Jeremiah Stroop, holds a 20-0 lead over the Seguin Cougars at halftime. Stay where you are. Our halftime activities coming up next right here on Waco ISD TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and cheer for your chief cadets, the award-winning Vice President marching team. Your band will have the all
Region 8 marching next Saturday, October 19th at 2 p.m. at the Midway Panther Stadium here in Waco. The competition is free to the public, and it would mean a great deal to our band that you show up and show your support as you cheer them on from the stands. And now, your band will be performing for your listening delight, the marching show entitled Night Watch, featuring flute soloist Galilea Ogin and ensemble members Ileana Rodriguez, Josue Lopez, Annette James Rangel, Brian Guerra Sanmiango, Sierra Walker, and Fatima Barrigan. Drum majors are Senior Drum Major Daniela Suarez, Assistant Drum Major Jesus Barrigan, and Junior Drum Major Johnny Vivanco. Drum majors, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Mighty Trojan Marching Machine.
Enjoyed our halftime activities. University Trojans with a 20-0 lead over Arlington Sequin at halftime. Neither team has over 100 yards of total offense in the first half. The Trojans ran 31 offensive plays and gathered 94 yards out of those 31 plays, while the Cougars ran 25 offensive plays and only had 48 yards of total offense. All of it pretty much on the ground for both teams. The University Trojans just in the rushing department has 57 yards on the ground, 37 yards in the air. Seguin has 42 yards on the ground and only 6 yards through the air. Neither team has been very successful in the passing department, as Seguin has completed 1 of 9 passes for those 6 yards. University has completed a couple of passes for 9 yards and 37, or for 9 catches and 37 yards. Fairly penalty free in the first half. University penalized 3 times for 30 yards, Seguin 5 times for 45 yards. The Trojans had the ball a little bit more than the Cougars, 13 minutes and 26 seconds to 10 minutes and 34 seconds. 2 guys that we were expecting to run the football a lot, well, they've run the football quite a bit, but not a whole lot of yards out of it. Jeremiah Stroop with 10 carries and just 25 yards to show for it. Jalen March for Seguin has carried 12 times and has only 31 yards to show for it. So, Coach, it's been rather unoffensive in our first half.
Yeah, it has. And if Jeremiah Stroop's going to try to get that 1,000 yards, he's going to have a good second half for it.
Yeah, he
Real
came in
good
the game,
second half.
came in the game needing about 212 yards to get to 1,000. And it looks like University is going to try an onside kick, and it doesn't go the required 10 yards. Matter of fact, it hit a University Trojan. Not sure what that was about, but Trojans thought they were going to get the football going into the win, but they're going to give Seguin very good field position. I'm going to guess that's because at halftime University felt like their defense has been playing a pretty good ball game. They feel like even if they don't get the onside kick, they're going to be able to stop Seguin.
Yeah, and I think they're going to try to maybe catch Seguin by surprise, but they might have. But
an illegal touch of the kick before it went 10 yards. Offsides on the kicking team. Penalty will be added on to the spot where the kick ended. First down.
Which penalty? I think it's the illegal touching that they're going to mark off from the 47-yard line. It'll be 5 yards, and they'll start at the 42. In University's end of the field. Again, the quarterback is Xavion Bryce. He's got Jalen March in the backfield. His wide receivers are Hewlett, Thane, and Gibson. The flanker is Gabe Sandoval. Sandoval lined up as a tight end on the near side. Matter of fact, a 2 tight end formation. They throw it in the flat, and knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line is Tevin Hewlett. Hewlett picks up a couple of maybe 3 yards out of the play.
And you talk about knocked out of bounds. He was hammered that time.
Yeah, he was.
By a host of Trojans.
Paid for a little bit of real estate there. 2nd down and 7. Again, they're going to pass it in the flat to Hewlett. Hewlett's going to be dropped for a 1-yard loss. Outstanding recognition by Gerald Price. He's had a heck of a game.
Gerald Price has had a good football game. They run the same play now 2 times in a row. They came out throwing the football this second half.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And Gerald Price said, I'm not going to be shamed with that one. They check the sideline, and their offensive coordinator, Skylar Windmiller. Good snap back. Handoff goes to March. March trying to march it up the middle is going to be buried in purple jerseys. One of the first ones there for the Trojans was number 90, who we do not have on our roster sheet.
Jalen March is having a hard time getting untracked tonight.
You got 3 yards there. Going to be 4th down and 5, and the Cougars are in no man's land. They're going to have to go for it here. The punt would only net them about 17 yards, if even that much. We'll see if they can pick up the 1st down. Also trying to maybe get the Trojans jump offside. March with the football, and he's only going to get it to the 35-yard line before he is turned away. Outstanding job by that U-Dog defense.
I tell you what, they were everywhere. There was just about on every tackle night, there's 4 or 5 Trojans in on the tackle. So
they kept the ball for just 1 minute and 28 seconds before turning it over on downs. I believe they had just 1 first down in the first half. University only had 6 first downs in the first half, but they get the ball now at their own 35-yard line with 10:32 left to go in the 3rd quarter, trying to add to their halftime lead of 20-0. Handoff goes to Stroop, bounces it around the outside, gets away from the first would-be tackler, gets a good downfield block from JoJo Carpenter, and picks up 11 yards or more out to the 47-yard line, but give him 12.
I tell you what, that's twice tonight that JoJo Carpenter has really thrown a good block. He did it on the touchdown earlier. You look right there he is, and Stroop running like a man possessed.
His 11th carry of the night. Gets him up to the 37-yard mark. He's going to get the football again, finds a little bit of a crease and slides through a couple of hand tackles and gets it across the 50 down to the 48 in Cougar territory.
Moving the football with Stroop, doing what he does best, and that's running off tackle.
Maybe made a few adjustments in the offensive line as far as who blocks who to open up the middle of the field for the running backs. Here goes JoJo Carpenter with a burst of speed. He gets it up inside the 40 down to about the 39.
JoJo Carpenter's a pretty nifty little running back. You can see he's got a lot of quickness. Not big as a New York Minute, but he can play.
Give him 8 yards and pick up the 1st down. 2nd first down in the drive at the 40-yard line. Trojans on the march, trying to score with their initial possession of the 2nd half. Stroop able to reverse his field and keep it alive, but he's going to be dropped for a huge loss back in Trojan territory, back at the 49-yard line. Going to lose 11.
When Jeremiah Stroop tries to go wide, it usually ends up in disaster. It just does.
Going to bring around a 2nd down and 21.
He reversed his field and lost a little yardage there.
Yeah, 11 yards.
Holding.
Oh.
Offense number 76. Penalty declined.
Yeah, I would think so.
2nd down.
That would just been a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, so they did much better by eating the down and losing 11 for the defense. Brad hands it off to Carpenter. Carpenter around the edge, can't get much anywhere. Coach, we mentioned in the pregame how fast these Seguin Cougars are, and that's the reason why those edges are just not open for the University running backs.
Yeah, they're having a hard time turning the corner, and so they'll have to go back doing what they do best, and that's running the football off tackle. Of course, this is should bring up a passing situation. If I'm a Seguin, I'm looking for Corey Sandoff. That's
Holding, offense number 1, 10 yards from the previous spot. Second down.
Well, take away that Carpenter 1-yard run, and we got another holding penalty. It's still going to be second down, but now it's second down and 31. All the way back at the 39-yard line, and University's into the field. This drive's going backward. Bryant has plenty of time, throws, and it's picked off. That's Hunter going the other way with it, and he's tripped up. Good job by Carpenter to stop that. Maybe stopped a interception return for a TD, but Jalen Hunter comes up with the big pick, the first turnover against the University offense tonight.
Take another look at it, you'll see Hunter making really that ball kind of went off the hands of Sandoff with him there. You see Hunter getting right there, and a nice tackle by JoJo Carpenter. Might have been a touchdown saving tackle. We got a flag on the play. Again.
Just after the return.
After the interception, personal foul, illegal block below the waist, number 24, University. Penalty will be added on to the end of the run, first down.
If you're on defense, why would you need to illegally block somebody?
I think he might have got that. I think he was a little bit confused.
I mean, can you tackle somebody below the waist?
Well, Carpenter did, and they flagged him for it.
Well, Rodney Smith is talking to the official on the near side as to wants some explanation from Carl Queeby, but Queeby's just going to ignore him. So Seguin's going to start this drive inside the 20, their best field position of the night at the University 18-yard line, trailing 20-0 with 8:12 to go in the third quarter. Looking to pass for it. Going to the corner of the end zone, and nobody at home.
Is that going to be an interference call or a holding call? I don't think it's interference.
Yeah, I think it's going to be defensive holding.
I'm still confused on that last call.
Yeah, me too.
To be honest with you.
Jalen Hunter is saying that he was held up in his route. Looked like he was going to do a stop and go, and University kept him from going after the stop at the 10-yard line. Carl Queeby's getting more mic time than me.
Holding on an eligible receiver. Defense number 12. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
We'll bring first and goal at the 9. And University's into the field. If Seguin scores here, this is going to be an absolute gift.
Yes, it is.
Trying to run for the end zone and in is the quarterback Bryce for Seguin's first score of the night. Savion Bryce able to find a little crease up the middle to go the 9 yards for the 6.
Take another look at it. He broke a couple of tackles there. There's one right there. Goes in for the touchdown. So I think we have a man down for University right now. You see Bryce celebrating there with Hassan Blazer.
Well, thanks to the interception and the holding penalty, That's just a one-play drive that goes 9 yards in 12 seconds for Seguin to get on the board. Extra point attempt by Noah Garcia. Is no good. So there's 8 minutes left in the third quarter, and our new score is University 20 and Arlington Seguin 6 as they take advantage of the turnover, the interception by Jalen Hunter.
I still don't know how a defensive player can block below the waist.
We'll have to ask our officiating expert about that.
I bet he doesn't know either.
He's probably just over there shaking his head going. Now you see Bryce get into the end zone for the first Arlington score tonight.
Like you say, that was wrapped up with a bow on it and everything, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Merry Christmas. All right, we got a replay of that block below the waist call. Coach, that's a tackle. That's not a block below the waist.
That's a tackle. That's what I'm saying. That's not a block below the waist.
How do you give a flag for tackling him again?
I don't know.
Not unless it happened somewhere before he caught that guy. Maybe he blocked somebody else below the waist before that, but I still don't understand it.
I mean, that play right there was very legal.
Absolutely. If it's not, you get called for targeting? Gee. Well, Trojans going to see if they can answer back. A squib kick going to come all the way down to the 10-yard line. Coming to the near side with it is Ricky Walker. And Walker with a nice return. Will get it up to about the 38-yard line.
The University needs to answer that Seguin score with a really good drive here and eat up about 5 or 6 minutes on the clock.
That they do. They've had it one time in this quarter, was on a pretty good drive until the interception by Jalen Hunter. Keep the ball on the ground, keep it between the hash marks, eat some clock, get a score here. Here we go. Two backs in the backfield with a quarterback, Jacob Bryant. The center is Isaac Franco. Sends Sandoff in motion, handed off to Stroop. Stroop had a pretty good head of steam when he got the handoff. Gets it up to the 41-yard line for about a 3-yard gain.
Once again, that's his bread and butter, going off tackle. And you got JoJo Carpenter, the other running back. He can make hay while the sun shines also.
Ursu Robert, Jared Estrada, the guards. David Childers, Felipe Gonzalez, the tackles. There goes Jeremiah again. And well, I tell you what, as long as he stays between the tackles, he can get yardage, and he's got a first down out to the 49-yard line with that 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's all I do the rest of the night, go between the tackles for him. That's where he does his best running, and an offensive line doing a good job of it. They really are.
What's that old adage? Do it till you stop them?
Exactly right.
Just keep it between the tackles. Offensive line doing the work up front. Carpenter with the handoff, gets a block from Stroop, and backs his way across the 50 down to about the 47-yard line.
Picked him up 4 or 5, didn't he, Laura?
Got 4 out of that for JoJo. Carpenter, that's his 5th carry of the night, 21 yards, or make it 20 yards on 5 carries. 5 yards of pop ain't bad. Second down and 6. And they've already eaten up a minute and a half in this drive with just 3 plays. Bryant issuing instructions to his offensive line. He'll have both backs to his left side here. I got a feeling this is going to be a quarterback run himself. Well, they hand it off to Stroop. I don't know if somebody went the wrong way or what, but that was blown up early, Coach.
Yeah, once again, it was set for Stroop to go wide, and that's just not his strength. He was actually thrown down. I thought that was the whole Texas rodeo there.
So it goes back to the University 49-yard line. 4-yard loss on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 10. Bryant on the 3-step drop. Now he'll go straight up the middle looking for the first down, but he'll slide down short of the first down at the 46-yard line. They have to get to the 41, so he's 5 yards shy.
Look, the cheerleaders are forming a U with their pom-poms. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's not exactly what Rodney Smith probably had in mind on that drive.
Bryant's carried 7 times for 3 yards. He's had a 12-yard loss. It's kind of bit into his yardage.
Yep.
He picked up just 1 first down, and now Bryant back to punt. Now, once again, the punt snap is there before he's looking for it. He's going to try to run forward, but Coach, I'm not sure there's just some miscommunication going on there.
Yeah, I hope we get another look at it because Bryant was not ready for that. He's still looking around. There it is. No, he was not ready.
Bryant will only get it up to the University 48-yard line.
Well, I tell you what.
He got 2 yards out of it, but that wasn't enough for the first.
Seguin's got decent field position, too.
Yeah, you already gave him 1 touchdown in this half. Giving them every opportunity to make a game out of it. 4:45 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Seguin has the ball in University's end of the field at the 48. And they're looking to pass the ball, going deep across the middle. 2 University Trojans there and knocking the ball away as it was intended for Jalen Hunter.
That's Gabriel Russell that on the defensive end that time. You'll look right here, you'll see Russell come to your screen. He's got excellent coverage, knocking that football down.
I like the play call, though, after the bad snap, turns the ball over on downs, midfield. Might as well go for the juggler with the wind at your back. On the zone read, quarterback keeper with a new quarterback in the game. I'm sorry, that was Xavion Bryce. Bryce doesn't get a whole lot of yardage out of that.
Nice tackle by Gabriel Russell again. And on that play, Quavian Mitchell started to come off the field and went back on the field. So everything's copacetic again.
Yeah, no gain on the play. 3rd and 10. U-Dog defense digging in. Notice Felipe Gonzalez in on the defensive line. Normally have him on the offensive line. March gets loose for a moment and will have the first down. All the way down to the 36-yard line in University territory.
You know, if you remember, last week University had a 17-0 lead on Joshua and let them come back and nearly win the football game. So I don't really got lackadaisical or what, but right now Seguin's got the momentum. 12
yards for March on that last pickup to get the first down. That may be his biggest gainer of the night. Sure enough, it is. Fake the handoff. Bryce keeps the ball. University Trojans slinging him forward. Trojans seem to indicate the ball may have been loose for a moment in there. Now we have a little pushing and shoving going on.
Extracurricular activity.
The University Trojan still down on his back on the field, but getting up.
That was white chocolate down that time, and I'll tell you what, showed a little sportsmanship is Akira Marias kind of helped him up.
Bryce got it down to the 32-yard line for a 4-yard gain, brings up the 2nd down and 6. Clock moving, under 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Trojans with a 20-6 advantage. Bryce looking to pass, looking to his left, throws for Hunter and overthrows his target. Passing game has just not been there.
Yeah, Darrell Thomas was in on the coverage, but that was not a good pass at all. And I see that Garrett Fisher has come out of the game. Right now, was injured, and he came out for a little bit.
Seguin 3 of 13 passing for just 8 yards in the contest to this point. Facing a 3rd down and 6 at the Trojan 32. Bryce flush from the pocket, looking to run it. Will have the first down and more. Knocked finally off his feet around the 15-yard line. Picked up 17 on the play.
Knocked finally brought down by Jamarius Bailey that time, but you'll see right there, Bryce has pretty good speed, and there's Bailey come in, knocked him off his feet.
The 17-yarder, the longest gainer of the night for the Seguin Cougars. They're knocking on the door now inside the red zone at the 15. Hand off to March, straight up the middle, takes it to the right side, has some running room down the sideline. He's going to be in for the touchdown, but I think we're going to get a block in the back at the 7-yard line that's going to bring this back.
Yeah, I think Gerald Price is the young man that got blocked in the back right there. He's pleading his case with the official. I think he might have won.
Yeah, I think so.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 19. Repeat first down.
There you see right there, he pushed down Darrell Thomas. It goes back to the 17-yard line.
I tell you what, Bryce has thrown the ball better this second half he did the first half, and more.
Looking to pass here across the middle, and it is incomplete. Tell you what, he doesn't mind throwing into a crowd, does he, Coach?
No, I think Gabriel Russell from University might have got a hand on that. I could not tell.
That was intended for Wisdom Gibson, number 13, a wide receiver. Gibson, one of those juniors. Again, a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores on this team. That's second down and 12 at the University 17. Trying to make it a one-score game. Trojans scored the first 20. Cougars trying to make theirs the next 12 at least. Again, Bryce back to pass, flush from the pocket, runs up the middle, and is stopped when he gets to the 10-yard line. He does pick up 7 on the play.
Brought down by Garrett Fisher that time. Long little help. Looked like that Gerald Price also in on the tackle. Yeah, there they go. No, wasn't Gerald Price, it's Sebastian Evans.
3rd and 5. They need to get to the 5-yard line for a first down. Just 10 yards away from their second score of the second half. And now we got a procedure call against the Cougars.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 10.
I think they're trying to draw University offside. So that guy's head's warm, isn't he? I would guess.
I would hope so.
I guess that's a man's thing. I don't know. He might have borrowed it from that lady.
I think he bought it in Kiev. Third and 10 from the 15. I want to know where number 7 is.
Yep.
Fake the handoff, looking to pass, and it's out of the reach of the intended target. Trying to get that to Seth Clay Johnson, the sophomore wide receiver.
Don't you watch Quavian Mitchell? He put a lot of pressure that time on Xavier Bryce. He made him throw that football ready before he wanted to and made him overshoot his receiver.
Well, doesn't look like they're going to go for the field goal here, Coach.
After you saw that extra point, does that surprise you?
No. They do have the wind at their back. Play clock is down to 12, and they're still looking to the sideline, and they're going to call a timeout and discuss it.
This is a big
Timeout.
big play in this
Seguin.
football game.
First timeout.
Oh, we have an opportunity here. We can acknowledge our crew tonight. On the camera tonight are big Jesse Maldonado, little Jesse Maldonado in shorts, Lester Ugaldi, Terrell McSpadden. Instant replay tonight is Ricky Mauser. Audio engineers Will Burney. Director, old Justin Sanchez, doing a good job. Angelina McCroy, I believe her name, is an intern from University. Of course, Tank does the stats for us. He was a Sports Illustrated Statman of the Year, and Jesse Patel is the executive producer.
I saw him in the back of the book in the
Yeah,
faces in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go on fourth down. Going for the corner. University looking for it and knocking it away. Trying to go to Jalen Hunter over there in the corner.
Good defense by Gabriel Russell again.
And the ball will go over on down. That was a 10-play drive from the University 48-yard line that comes away empty-handed.
Ate up a lot of clock, so just about a minute left in this third quarter.
University gets the football with 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the third quarter, but they start at their own 15-yard line. Those 10 plays in a drive, that's the longest number of plays in a drive in this game so far.
Let's go Stroop off tackle left, Stroop off tackle right.
Do that for about the next 9 minutes.
Yeah.
There's number one. And number one takes the ball for at least 10 yards. Looks like he gets out to the 26-yard line, picks up a first down.
Well, they did not play then, off tackle right. Now come back off tackle left.
For Jeremiah, his 17th carry of the night, he's up to 49 yards. Again, he needed 218 tonight to get to 1,000 yards for the season. Delvin Mason in as a blocking back goes in motion to the near side. Hand off to Jeremiah. Linebacker shoots a gap, and that allows Stroop to get around the corner and forced out of bounds when he gets down to about the 44-yard line in University's end of the field.
I think that's supposed to have been off tackle left, but he ended up going outside, so I'm 2 for 2 on those last play calls.
Yep, another first down on the 18-yard run by Jeremiah Stroop. I believe that's the longest gainer on the ground tonight for the Trojans. Their longest play was a 37-yard pass play to Corey Sandoff, who's been kind of quiet in this one. Trojans tighten it up. Elvin Mason with the lead block as Stroop gets it across the 45 to the 46 for a couple of yards. Yeah, if anybody but Jeremiah Stroop carries the ball in this series of downs, it's a crime.
The only one that might be JoJo Carter. That may be the last play of the third quarter. If I'm Rodney Smith, I'd let the clock run out.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to end up with the wind and a 2-touchdown lead going into the final 12 minutes of this contest, looking for your second win in district play. That is the final seconds of our third quarter. University Trojans hold on to the lead. They led 20-0 at halftime, but they basically gift the Seguin Cougars a touchdown in the quarter when Hunter intercepted a pass, and after a holding penalty, the ball ends up at the 9-yard line, and Xavion Bryce, the quarterback, runs it in from there to get the only score for Seguin so far. They missed the extra point attempt.
You know, if it wasn't for that wind, it probably wouldn't be quite so cold, but if it wasn't for rain, it wouldn't be quite so wet, so there you go.
That is extremely philosophical.
Yeah, I tell you, it's pretty heavy.
Temperature down to 57 degrees. That north breeze still coming from left to right on your TV screen at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Those guys on the field, they don't feel it. Corey Sandoff, see him in the game, going in as a wide receiver. He's going to come to the near side of the field. Michael Lambert, a wide receiver on the far side. Basically a full house backfield with Delvin Mason in at the flanker spot. There goes Mason in motion. Bryant changes the play for the moment, gives it off to JoJo, and Carpenter maybe a yard if he's lucky. Up to the 47.
I don't think Rodney Smith's supposed to throw the football here, because if it's incomplete, it'll stop the clock. If it's intercepted, that's not good either.
3rd down and 7. Needs some extra blocking from the guys up front.
Jaden Sanders is going in the game in place of JoJo Carpenter.
That'll send 3 receivers to the near side, Sanders, Mason, and Sandoff. But it's going to be Jacob Bryant carrying the ball, and he'll get it across midfield up to the 48-yard line in Cougar territory. Just a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th down and 2. And Coach, do you go for it here?
Yes, I go for it with Jeremiah Stroop. I really do.
Got to keep the drive alive, keep the sticks moving, keep the clock moving.
See, maybe if you draw them off sides, you can pick up the 1st down. But JoJo's going back in there, and he's been a good blocker tonight for Jeremiah Stroop.
10 seconds left on the play clock. And the ball off to Stroop. Jeremiah up the middle has the 1st down and more. He's down to the 41-yard line. That's a big 1st down pickup.
Yeah, it is. And give a little credit once again to that offensive line. You got Ursula Robert up there, Isaac Franco. These guys are doing a good job.
Stroop now up to 20 carries for 76 yards. Inching closer to that 100-yard mark. Finds a gap up front. Tries to sidestep a would-be tackler, but unable to get out of the grasp of Davion Williams. He's a pretty good linebacker, Coach.
Yeah, he's made him a bunch of tackles tonight. That time Jeremiah started off tackled and tried to go to the outside and just wasn't there, because I'm going to tell you, Williams came up and made a nice tackle.
Yeah, no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10, clock rolling with 9:40 left in the contest. Trojans with a 14-point advantage at 20-6. Stroop looking for a hole, it's not there. Gets a yard to the 40-yard line. This time knocked off his feet by Chris Vasquez, another senior linebacker.
Is this a passing down, Lark?
No.
Or is it 4 down territory?
Yes.
There you go.
3rd down and 9. Under 9 minutes now left in the game. Trojans trying to make this as time-consuming a drive as possible. Bryant is back to pass, rolling to his right. Now flings it downfield for Sandoff, and it's incomplete. You just need 9, Coach. Why are you going for 14?
A good point, good point. But Sandoff is upset about something, but I don't know what.
Brian just...
They're going to punt this football.
1 for 11 passing tonight with 1 interception.
I say they're going to punt it. They're set up to punt it. Let's put it that way.
Again, it's Jacob Bryant is your punter, so he could also try to throw for a 1st down or run for a 1st down here. We do have a man back, and Jamil Johnson. Johnson lets it bounce and picks it up at the 3-yard line, and is already past 4 University Trojans, make that 6. He's out to the 35-yard line and will finally be dragged out of bounds at the 37. A nice return by Jamil Johnson.
Nice tackle by Gerald Lakers, who finally corralled him. So, Seguin set themselves up in pretty good field position. Remember, they're trailing 20-6. As you take another look at it right there, that was a nice return that time by Jamal Johnson, not my bad.
So from the 37 in their own end of the field, trailing by 14 at 20-6 with 8:29 left to go. The Arlington Seguin Cougars show a 2 tight end formation. Send a man in motion, and now a whistle and procedure is going to be the call against Seguin.
Remember, following the game, we'll be visiting with our offensive player of the game and our defensive
False
player
start. Offense number 10. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Let's hope our committee's got it all together tonight and it's not too cold for them.
Well, you did give them a little warm-up before the game, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
Okay.
did. We did some side straddle hops.
First and 15. Cougars behind the chains. Hand off to March. March is grabbed around the waist. A nice job of holding on by the Trojans, Felipe Gonzalez.
He's hanging on for dear life, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He worked through a block just to get to him, to get his arms around him. But he gets 4 yards out to the 36-yard line. Bring up a second down and 11. Nice looking to pass, now looks to run with it. Now looks to pass, now is in jail and brought down for no gain. Matter of fact, he may have lost a yard to the 35.
All that did is probably run close to a minute off the clock as he's running around down there. Devin Mason is checking back in the football game for the Trojans.
The yard loss takes it back to the 35 and brings up a 3rd down and 12. They have to get to their own 47-yard line to pick up the first down. Looking to see if they can't get the Trojans to jump offside here, and now timeout is called by Rodney Smith.
Timeout, University.
He wants to make sure he's got the right defense out there, and no sense in taking those timeouts with you back to the bus.
You know that most likely Seguin's going to throw the football here, so might be a good time to put on a blitz and try to put pressure on Bryce. The best pass defense is a good pass rush.
Again, they are just 3 of 16 passing tonight for a grand total of 8 yards. Passing game has just not worked very well for the Seguin Cougars tonight.
Good look at Felipe Gonzalez right there, getting a little breather. Right next to him is Jonathan Morales.
They picked the wrong winner for the chicken dance again.
He wasn't
Coach.
doing the chicken dance.
Well, they never show up there in the press
I
box.
wish they would.
You
Tanker
doing the
out
chicken
won that thing. One of us would.
Yeah. Big 3rd down play here for the University defense.
No blitz, doesn't look like. No.
Take the handoff to March. Plenty of time for Bryce. Now the hole opens up the middle, and he's going to be tackled when he gets to the 39-yard line. It's only going to be a 4-yard gain for Bryce. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 8.
I'll give you 3 guesses who made the tackle, and the first 2 don't count.
Quavion Mitchell?
Yes, sir. Correct. Winner, chicken dinner.
He's done a good job of spying the quarterback tonight. So that's going to bring up a punting situation. The Trojans not putting anybody back to receive the punt. So they'll let this ball roll as far as it wants to roll, and Trojans do the right thing getting out of the way, and it took a little bit of a Trojan checkup And he's killed at the 28-yard line, and University's into the field with 6 minutes and 39 seconds left to play. The Trojans have a 2-touchdown lead.
Remember, University hits the road next week as they go to Burleson Centennial. Waco High, looking for their first win of the year, will host Killeen Shoemaker next week, right here.
Jacob Bryant brings the team, the offense out. Jeremiah Stroop, the only running back in the backfield with him. He'll have 2 receivers to each side. Hand it off to Stroop, and Stroop is hit immediately. I'll tell you what, back in the backfield almost to get the handoff was Jakari Bui.
He came on a blitz that time from his linebacking spot. Nobody picked him up, and he got there awfully quick.
4-yard loss back to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 14. Best thing is the clock keeps moving. Still no reason to throw the football as the handoff goes to JoJo Carpenter, and Carpenter is once again hit by that linebacker Bui and stopped at the 26. Pick up a 1.
Okay, hey, thank y'all. I know it's cold out there, and I do appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, next week. All right. Y'all have a safe trip back. Our committee has spoken. Our offensive player of the game will be Mike Lambert from University. As you well know, he picked up a fumble, went in for TV, and our defensive player will be Mike Lambert. No, I just had the same one twice.
No, they wrote something down wrong. Was it Gerald Price would be the defensive player?
Yes, Gerald Price.
There you go.
And Mike Lambert will be
the offensive player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was about to chase down your committee if they didn't make Gerald Price the defensive player of the game. I was going to give him a breathalyzer. Because he has played one heck of a ball game defensively. Coming off the field for the Trojans is Terrell Davis, a sophomore offensive lineman. Will be helped to the sideline by Jerry Williams. Junior Jared Estrada in at that spot in the offensive line now. He sends Sandoff in motion, looking for a place to run, but there's just too much speed on the edge, and he's not able to get around it and find a place to run.
Yeah, I'll say one thing about Seguin does have some speed, especially on those flanks. The University cannot get outside on them. There's Sandoff right there. You see, it's really good defense that time. That young man, number 30, Jakari Blue, has played a good game for Seguin tonight.
No gain for Sandoff on his 2nd carry of the night. I look for University to maybe just go ahead, let the play clock run down to the last second. They do, though, get it off with about 10 seconds to go. Catch is made by Johnson at the 40. He's already passed 3 Trojans, make that 4, and finally knocked out of bounds. Nice open field tackle there for University. Do we have a flag on the play? Good job there by Johnson to get by the initial wave of Trojans, but he's not going to get past our defensive player of the game, Gerald Price, who makes another great open field tackle. Meaning of the flag from Carl Quebe.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 64. Penalty will be 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in this one. University with a 20-6 lead. They got all 20 of their points in the first half. The 6 points for Seguin came in the 3rd quarter. And the Cougars will start this drive in University territory at the 47-yard line. Trojans have been giving them great field position here in the second half, but the Cougars have only taken advantage of it once. Bryce in the pocket, throws for the far side, and it is picked off if he's still in bounds. They say he's out of bounds. But right on top of it was Ricky Walker.
Yeah, that's a nice catch by Ricky that time, but evidently he didn't get 1 foot down. Take another look at it, see if we can tell.
Hard to know there.
Yeah.
That'll at least halt the clock for the moment. Bringing up a second down and 10. Nice looking to his left, has a man open, but a little too tall this time for his receiver, Cameron Fain. A junior who's listed as a defensive back, but apparently doubles as a wide receiver. Again, the passing game is not the friend of the Cougars.
No, it is not, but they're pretty much forced to pass now because not much time left. You're down to 14 points.
Just 3 of 17 passing for 8 yards. Looking up the middle of the field, now flush from the pocket. Quavion Mitchell has it and won't let go.
Well, that's a good tackle that time by Quavion Mitchell. They tried to double team him there. It doesn't make much difference. That man can play some football.
It's a loss of 4 yards back to the Cougar 49-yard line where it's 4th down and 14. They've got to go for it here. Clock running. It'll be under 4 minutes when they get the snap off. Rolling right. Looking for a receiver, will just heave it as far as he can, and it's knocked out of the hands of his intended target. Once again, that's Cameron Fain has tried to get it to it. Gabriel Russell back there to defend.
I assume now University will just run this clock out, but I bet Rodney Smith's wondering what's going on because against Joshua he had a 17-0 lead. Tonight he had a 20-0 lead. And then kind of let them get back in the football game. So, but we'll be visiting with Gerald Price and Mike Lambert following the football game along with Coach Rodney Smith.
Trojans trying to earn their second district victory for the second year in a row. There goes Jeremiah Stroop with a nice determined run. A flag thrown on the play after he gets a first down up to about the 35-yard line. Now let's find out the meaning of the flag. I don't know.
Face mask, what is Lord?
Yeah, I don't see one there. Don't see one there.
Holding.
Oh.
Offense number 8.
Oh.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. We'll take it back to the 47-yard line. So that happened at the 43. So he got a 6-yard gain on the play, but then the holding penalty takes it 10 yards further back. It'll be first and about 14. At the University 47.
You still wouldn't throw it though, would you?
No. Carpenter tries to bounce it outside.
There's another hold.
I think so. This one may be on Corey Sandoff.
Rodney Smith is not a happy camper right now. That's 2 back-to-back holding penalties.
Well, if anything, it does continue to eat clock, though, doesn't it, Coach?
Yes, it does. After this,
Holding. Offense number 17. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Mark, after this next play, I'll be making my way down to visit with Gerald Price and Mike Lambert and Rodney Smith.
Goes back to the 37-yard line, so no gain on the play. Holding penalty takes it back to the 37. Jeremiah Stroop just trying to eat up as much clock as he can. Gets it up to the 39 for a 2-yard gain. Second down and 22. They have to get to the Cougar 39-yard line. But right now, the major ally is the clock, which has reached 2:35 and counting. Carpenter following Stroop around the left side with a spin move. We'll get it up to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of about 9 on that one for JoJo Carpenter. Brings up 3rd down and 13 at the University 48. Before they get this snap off, the clock will be under 2 minutes. Jacob Bryant brings it from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. Play clock is down to 5. Stroop trying to get around the corner, can't do so. He's brought down after a 1-yard loss. Tackle up around the neck. I'm sure the University Trojans were hollering about that. But it's going to be 4th and 14.
Timeout.
Number 47.
Seguin.
Seguin's going to call their first timeout of the second half to try to save any of the clock that they can with 1:37 left to go. They're looking to maybe make it a little bit more respectable than 20-6. The Trojans trying to go to 4-2 on the year and 2-2 in district play. Seguin threatening to go to 1-6 on the season and 1-4 in league action. Again, this is a very young Arlington Sequin team that's very fast. UIL realignment coming this February. Most likely the Trojans will not be in the same district with Seguin again, but whoever gets this team the next couple of years is going to find some talented football players. Quick pick. Picked up at the 21-yard line by March. And March will take it up the middle of the field. Boy, that's a good job of just going north and south by Jalen March to get it out to about the 46-yard line. But 1:24 is all that's left on the clock for Arlington Sequin to try to make it respectable, trailing 20-6. They once again, well, they have the ball in their own side of the field, this time at their 47-yard line. The University has allowed the Cougars to have really good field position here in the second half. They took advantage of that after a turnover to get their only touchdown of the game. Xavion Bryce, the quarterback. Jalen March is running back, looking to pass. Throws in the flat. It is complete. And finally, forced out of bounds is Seth Clay Johnson, number 22. And the completion's only good for 2 yards to the 49. Stopped the clock at 1:17 as he got out of bounds. Three-step drop, throw to the sideline is short. Trying to get that one out to Gibson. Brings up a 3rd and 8 at the 49. 19th pass attempt for Bryce tonight. He's only completed 4 of them for a grand total of 10 yards. One other pass tonight by Jalen March that was incomplete. March with the handoff. He's going to be dragged down from behind. Good reaction by Raul Zapata to make the stop on March. He did it into University territory at the 47-yard line.
Timeout, Seguin.
Picked up 4 on the play, and Seguin now faces a 4th and 4 at the University 47. They call their second timeout with 56 seconds to go in the contest. Again, the scoring started on the very first play on offense for Seguin, except it went University's way as the ball was fumbled on an exchange between the running back and the quarterback, and it was picked up by Gerald Price, who raced it 33 yards for the touchdown, and University had a 7-0 lead with 10:21 left to go in the first quarter. It stayed that way until there was a minute 51 left in the quarter, when the Trojans completed an 8-play, 73-yard drive with a 21-yard run by Michael Lambert out of the Wildcat. The score up to 14-0 at that point. Then in the second quarter, midway through, the Trojans went on a 6-play, 39-yard drive, capped by an 8-yard run by Jeremiah Stroop to take their 20-0 lead to the locker room. Bryce with the pass, underthrown. Trying to get that out to Hewlett. And on downs, the ball goes over to the University Trojans with 51 seconds left. The Cougars have one timeout if they want to stop the clock. But the University Trojans can go into victory formation and sew this one up. And that's exactly what the offense is lined up to do, is to go into victory formation, take a knee, and take the victory. Bryant takes the knee. They will have to snap it one more time once the game clock gets under 40, which it is right now. So anytime right now they could go ahead and snap the ball and the game would be over, but they're going to wait till the play clock goes down a little bit more. Now they huddle up. That ends the contest right there. University Trojans just 182 yards of total offense on 61 carries, but their defense an outstanding job of allowing Seguin 121 yards on 51 carries, on 51 snaps tonight. And the University Trojans take advantage of an early turnover to grab a lead that they would never give up and survive Arlington Sequin by a score of 20-6. Stay where you are when we come back. Our post-game interviews right here on Waco ISD TV.
All right, back at Waco ISD Stadium, where University Trojans have won their second game in a row as they defeated Seguin tonight. Our defensive player of the game is going to be Gerald
Price.
Yeah, Gerald Price. Our offensive player is going to be
Michael Lambert.
Michael Lambert. First of all, Michael, that's a big win for you guys. But I got to ask you a question. Kind of go over how that happened on that fumble. You picked it up and went to hell.
That was
it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but how about this overall Trojan game tonight?
It started off well. We had a bad drive, the first drive, punted, and then we just came out. Defense got to stop. We came back and scored. Defense scored, put us on the board first. Gerard Price put us on the board first. Then defense got to stop, and I came out, ran a touchdown. And then Jeremiah Stroop put it in the end zone. O-line did a good job blocking. Receivers did a good job blocking. Defense played well, and we just put some points on the board and held them.
Hey, do you run that Wildcat formation much tonight? You ran it tonight with you back there and walked in the end zone.
Yes, sir, I did. I just followed my blocks. I got to give it all to the O-line and just follow my blocks and just hit the hole and scored, put us on the board.
Is that a play that you guys have in your playbook, or you just don't run it very often, or you saved it for tonight?
It was just like a last-minute thing. I guess they seen that I read holes pretty well, I guess, and they just decided let me try it out, and it worked out well.
Pretty special, isn't it, scoring a touchdown?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, you guys hit the road next week for Centennial. Good luck to you.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, now let's visit. I got confused a while ago. That's what I was thinking. Let's visit with our offensive player. First of all, I want to ask you about the fumble recovery.
It was unexpected. I was reading the quarterback and I saw him about to bullet, and then I saw it fall, and I said, "Oh, I got to pick it up," and I just ran.
They weren't going to catch you, were they?
No, sir.
Talk a little bit about the defense. I've watched you guys play for quite a while, and this is probably one of the better defensive games you've had.
Yes, sir. I feel like on defense overall, we really getting better as a team on defense. You know, we had some struggles at first, and we're really starting to pick it up now. And I'm just happy. We got the dub.
Jumped out early to a 20-0 lead. Next thing you know, here comes Seguin, and they had a shot at it, but the defense stepped up.
Yes, sir. That touchdown they had, it was I don't even know. I don't even know how it happened. I don't even know how that happened. I don't even know.
You still got the playoffs inside, and that's your goal, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you next week.
Thank you.
You bet. Where's Rodney Smith at? Here he comes. He's sticking up. Rodney, I'm telling you what, you guys, just like in Joshua, you get a big lead and you just sit on it again.
I mean, if we can continue to do it, I'd like it. But man, they came out and they sold out, you know, on the stretch. Said we wasn't gonna be able to stop the stretch. Run the stretch. But you know, our kids, they were resilient. You know, 2 weeks in a row. You know, found a way to win, and that's kind of what all we've been preaching these last couple of weeks.
Talk about a little bit about that Wildcat formation. You think you might run that again this year?
Well, we had another guy that was hurt running it, you know, and we put Mike in on Wednesday, you know, and hey, it worked, you know, it worked.
I know your goal from the get-go is that this University Children's team is try to make the playoffs, and right now that goal is still in front of you.
It's still in front of us. You know, we do talk about that now. You know, we talk about the playoffs and the things that need to happen for us to be a part of that party, you know, and our kids are responding.
Oh, congratulations. You've already won one more game this year than you won last year.
I tell you, our kids, our coaches, they working hard right now, you know, and, you know, I just think I'm thankful for them.
And I tell you what, Jacob Bryan keeps getting better each game, but I'm telling you, Jeremiah Strew, off tackle is about as good as I've seen.
Man, kid never says a word, man. I holler at him. You got to get it inside, but man, he's a great kid to coach, man. Great kid. His character is unbelievable.
How about White Chocolate? Had a pretty good game tonight also, didn't he?
White Chocolate had a great game. You know, he hadn't seen his mom in a long time, and she was in the stands tonight, so that was real big for him. Real emotional night for him.
Good luck at Centennial next week.
Thank you, buddy.
You bet, Rodney. Let's bring on Rock in and wrap it up. Rather chilly down there.
Yeah, it is a little chilly now. I just looked at the scoreboard, and Centennial at this point is losing to Cleburne in the fourth quarter, 48-41.
Weird.
So, you know, Trojans maybe have a shot at those playoffs as they can take on the Centennial this coming week.
Well, they would be good if they could, but, you know, they won 3 games last year, already won 4 this year. If they get another win or 2, I think they might make those playoffs.
Well, the Trojans come away winners tonight by a score of 20-6 over the Seguin Cougars. For our entire crew of Waco ISD TV and the coach Butch Henry, I'm Lark Smith. Good night from Waco ISD Stadium.